to devise some kind of method or strategy to offset some of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently. We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put 2 dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coons. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Amadeus.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin?
Amadeus.
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Amadeus.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Amadeus.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I won't always smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get mad. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on their necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X to my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Image by...
All right, hello everyone. Excuse me. Hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen QueenAShakur show. I'm your host, Queen QueenAShakur, and this is your Saturday morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and like and share this video. You all know they have the Queen Shadow Band. Okay. Also, hold on, this is annoying me. Okay, also, please go ahead and subscribe if you have not done so already. Be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Dr._A_Shakur, TikTok at Dr. A Shakur, and Twitter at DGoddess27. All right. So with that all being said, hello, Mr. Hotel. Kay is in the house. Reality. Juju B is here. Pearly. All right. Juju said the queen is queening. Okay. We got Mommy in the house. Darnice, Timber Dan, Claudette, Queen Nimona Huey. All right. Coco Marshmallows 504. Nola is here. Netsy X. All right. So shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get into it. Now let's get the likes up, beloveds. Let's get the likes up. Shout out to my moderators putting in work. Silent D is busy hustling, as he says, but he's still here. Hey, Nathalie. Hey, Carmen. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get it started. Hey, Kathy B. This was something that I woke up to that was very disturbing for me. And also, just seeing the look on Christian's face as he's telling this and knowing how it's bothered him to the point that he's laid awake at night. And the fact that Cassie telling her story gave him the strength to tell his. I told you all, when Cassie put out her story, that other people would feel empowered to come out and do the same. Okay, so I'm very proud of Cassie, and I'm very glad that she has opened the floodgates, because all of these people that are doing these things need to be exposed. And we've talked about for years the what do they call it? You know, when they have when they have women, we've mostly talked about women, right? When they talk about women trying to get auditions and things like that in different jobs, and then they have to come and sit on the couch with somebody. The casting couch is what they call it. Well, men have to go through the same thing, and that's a conversation that we often don't have. And so this conversation definitely needs to be had. And so with that all being said, I'm going to go ahead and share Christian's video, and you can hear all of this from him, what he has to say. Now, people have been publicly speculating. I think that if you're speculating, maybe just keep it to yourself. We don't want to defame anyone. We don't want to, just put things out there that could not be true. Christian will tell us when he's ready. Now, I have my own idea about who this person is, but at the end of the day, I'm going to wait and let Christian tell his story when he is ready to name this individual. Okay, so with that all being said, everyone, please get those likes up. Thank you in advance. I'm going to share my screen.
Let me cut the TV down. It don't need to be this loud. What's going on, y'all? I want to talk to you about some stuff, and it's been on my heart, so I want to speak on it. All right. Good evening. Hope everybody's doing amazing. I've been speaking to my brother about making a declaration of my experience. What I experienced with certain powers that be that were moving inappropriately. And I really, it's in my bone marrow to discuss that, because thankfully God built me the way that he built me, but I'm not sure, based on this person's claims and brags, that he's literally got at the same time this person was sexually harassing me for years. He was claiming, that he had multiple young black men on the payroll, and they just had to show up when he requested them to be there. And clearly that's why it felt to him that it was okay to say these things. And I want to have these discussions. I want to be transparent with y'all about that. I've done my best to forgive this person, but it happens. It happens. It's not just women that have to deal with it, but it's also men sometimes. And it'll be men tempting men. And that's why a lot of my posts over the last few years have been about taking the scenic route, taking the long way around, because if that means that you can carry your integrity with you, then, and it's 11:11. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for another opportunity to connect with you. Please forgive my sins, my shortcomings, my bad decisions, and my mistakes. Please continue to guide and protect us as only you can. Everybody that's watching, it's not a presentation. If I see 11:11, I try to have another conversation with God. So thank you, Heavenly Father. I appreciate you. We love you. We thank you. In Jesus Christ's name we pray, amen. That's interesting. But there are people that will and have and will continue to, unfortunately, offer these things. And some of them are your heroes. Some of them are people who y'all like, oh yeah, such and such is amazing, and he does this and he does that. Yeah, but he also does this and that. At some point soon, it's gonna have to come out. I've kept one of these on me since 2005. Whether it's a keychain recorder or a pen, because most predators would check your phone. And once the sexual harassment started, I was like, well, I got to protect me, because I'm saying no, and I don't want this person, as powerful as they are, to try to get in the way of my work. So I started recording. So I have them offering me money to take my clothes off. I have recordings when I wasn't working with them or for them. I have recordings of them confessing that, the other guys that they have on the payroll, all of the above. And the difference is, the wonderful thing about confidentiality agreements and non-disclosure agreements is that they can't prevent you from turning all of those things over to the police, because sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And Tams, you literally just asked, why do we as Black people have to deal with that? But sometimes it's our own people. Sometimes it's our own heroes. Sometimes it's the very people we deify. And we look up like, oh, they're doing so much. They're doing so much. No, they're also doing this. And my only reservation about naming the people, there was directors along the way like, hey, you read for this, that, and the other. you want to come back up to the apartment? I'm like, nah, I'm good. You got my headshot, my resume, and I'm good. You know if I can handle that or not. You know I can kill that, but I'm not. I don't need to come up to your apartment. We already had the audition. There's other people that I want to say everything, and my brother was like, nah, not yet. I want to tell it on the mountain, over the hills, and everywhere. I want to speak on it. And the good news is that they don't even have to believe me. Hopefully they would, but even if they don't, they can hear this person. Since sexual harassment started, I've carried many recorder devices on me, keychains, pens, thumb drives with a charged battery that get 6, 7, 8 hours, all the above. So I have the conversations. I really want to air that shit out because it bothers me when I'm alone at night. Like, man, the world is celebrating this person and they don't even know the shady and predatory way in which this person moves and the way that, predators resent the prey that gets away. So when you don't say yes, when you don't say, okay, I'll acquiesce and, sign up and literally and figuratively play ball, because if we're not doing that, they resent you. This is a conversation we're going to have, and we're going to have soon, because it bothers me in my spirit that I can forgive people. That's one thing. But yeah, P, we don't play ball. That's my brother in there. And he knows the real deal. He knows the who. I'm good. Somebody said, you don't look okay. I'm okay. I have peace. I'm literally strategically planning my next 8 moves. I'm good. God got me because he was watching when I was offered these opportunities and I didn't say yes. I didn't sell my soul or my ass. Excuse my French, y'all. I know some of y'all, hopefully y'all have no kids around, but I didn't sell nothing for success. It's like, nah, that's not what I want. I ain't into that. I ain't into dudes. I got an only beard in the bed policy. Mine is the only beard in the bed. Yeah, we ain't doing none of that. I don't get out like that. And these people kept on for years. Sexual harassment is a crime. Attempted sexual assault is a felony. And where I'm at now is that in the middle of the night, I think about if I'm brave enough to name the person. I'll take a polygraph live. I'll take 5 polygraphs live. And I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This person is a predator and he's one of several. And it's a shame, man. But I think it's time. I want to, and I know, P, I know you're on here. I want to say everything now. And I have proof. It's not like I'm just making false accusations. I intentionally let the statute of limitations expire. It's not about money, but I'm going to have to take the receipts, the recordings down to the police department and let them hear this individual. I wasn't working for him in the month and the year that he showed up to my apartment and offered me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't even need to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I declined because, again, scenic route. I got my integrity with me. I'll take the long way around. But being that I wasn't working with him and we were in my apartment, he had visited my apartment to offer me a job of this fall because the lead of this particular project was going to do something else. So he needed another lead. I recorded it because I didn't trust him. And I had told him over and over. And he still always tried shit. Just tried shit. So if people don't believe me, they can hear him in his voice. I have always kept something on me. Always. Even if my phone is off. Something else is, if I'm around somebody that has tried to sexually harass me, pressure me, intimidate me into some nonsense, I've always kept something on me so I can protect myself, because if they're that powerful and they feel that entitled, then they can also try to get in the way of your work. I want to speak on it. I also want to keep making great things and creating jobs and opportunities. But, oh no, I got backups for the backups for the backups for the backups. I've watched way too many Jason Bourne movies not to have 15 backups. I can press play and you can hear the person and you'll know immediately who the person is that's offering me $100,000 to strip. You'll know right away, and it'll break your heart. I won't have to say the person's name, but I can and I will. I don't mind doing a polygraph or 3 or 5 on live TV, and I'll pass all of them because it's the truth. This industry is something else. It's wonderful, and we get to chase our dreams, and we get to live other lives. I get to be a judge or an FBI agent. I get to be a girl dad. And some of the people that you think are your mentors are literally and figuratively just trying to fuck you. I have documentation from the dealership for the car that they tried to buy as an apology for offering me $100,000 to strip. It's time. I really want to just clear the air because I'm tired. And then where I'm at now, if it still feels like that person is fucking with you just to fuck with you, just to mess with you. The industry can be wonderful. I'm grateful, be clear, that this person showed me how not to be. When I'm a boss, people get daps and church hugs. The attractive women that work on even on my shows, my productions, they getting daps and church hugs. That's it. Because this person showed me how not to be when I'm in charge and when I built something and when I created something. I hear you, Pernell. I'm going to be cool. I'm going to dial it back. You get on my nerves because I know you're right, but it's in my fucking bone marrow, and I'm tired of this person gallivanting around doing these PR stunts oh, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that and I'm gonna do that. Well, then speak on if you're gonna have. Woo! We're gonna have a conversation, y'all, really soon. Really, really soon. Really soon. And I thank God that he made me the way that I am, because I know he sat back and watched, like, what are you gonna do? Like, are you going to acquiesce and take this movie that's going to make 60, 70, $80 million? Are you going to take this picture? Are you going to go to that late night audition, that late night table read? No, you ain't built me like that. I've been beat, shot at, stomped out more than most of the people that are here on this live put together. P, I'm going to call you in a minute. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to air it out, but I'm so fucking close because I'm tired. I'm tired. And it needs to be told. And the bad part is I'm going to be painted as the villain when I was the one that was sexually harassed for years, bullied, intimidated, and sexually harassed for years. And I'm going to be painted as the villain because y'all have deified this person. And then if a person tells you over and over, first of all, in general, you have no right to touch anybody. None. Now, that's why I'm careful. Like when I do my shows and everything, it's church hugs. I put the veils on and I kiss people on the hair up here. Nothing sexual, nothing weird, nothing crazy. And I'm trusting that, the fans will receive that out of a place of love and connection. But you are not allowed to touch somebody without their permission. Not allowed to try to touch them in a sexual or private place without their permission. And if they've already declared, like, hey, bruh, I get that that's your thing, but I like black women and Hennessy. And so miss me with the bullshit, because I'm never going to be open to that. I'm never going to swing at that pitch. Like I'm batting for this team over here. God made ovaries and fallopian tubes and vagina, labia majora, labia minora, uterus. It's just wonderful over here. So I'm going to stay over here, like chill. And then this person still tries to grab you, physically grab you. Cassie speaking out has reminded me about not just me, because it was brutal going through it, because it lasted for years. But her speaking out, people need to know. And the funny thing is, predators like that, they resent the prey that got away. They resent the prey that got away, the prey that didn't fold, the prey that didn't acquiesce and say, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take this L and sacrifice my morals for this opportunity. Nah. That was around the time that I was considering going back to Michigan, 08, 09, because work was slow and the work that was coming was offered with a side of penis. And yeah, that don't do nothing for me. I'm batting for y'all team. So, at some point soon, I've spoken with my attorney trying to figure out how to deal with it. It's never been about money. I literally intentionally let the statute of limitations pass, it's not about money or being able to sue. But at some point, really soon, the police report is going to be filed, and I'll turn over the recordings of the inappropriate behaviors and the inappropriate offers, and I'll turn over the paperwork for the car that was bought as an apology for offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. And y'all can hear him. His voice is very distinctive. And I want to empty. I'm tired of carrying this shit. There's a reason now why I fight more than ever when somebody wrongs me, and why I almost too aggressively speak up is because I wasn't brave enough to then. And I regret not being able to be strong enough, and I resent that part of me that wasn't strong enough to speak up about it. It's taking everything in me not to air out everything and put all the recordings online, put all the paperwork and the PDFs online. There's no reason that this person's company would be on the bill of sale for a vehicle unless it's right after the time-stamped recording of him offering me $100,000 to take my clothes off. He said, I don't have to touch you. I just want to see you naked. I'm like, what the fuck? What? Like, I'm not into that. I don't fuck around like that. I don't do that. What the fuck? What? Leave. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Get out. I thought you were my brother and my friend. And this definitely has nothing to do with my brother who's in here. Be clear. I thought this person was a brother type figure, a mentor type figure. But for you to continuously throw these opportunities, you know good and damn well, all it ever was you pretending to be a mentor trying to get some ass. That'll never happen. I don't bat for that team. Yeah, but I gotta get off of here and talk to my brother, because I'm so fucking close to just airing everything out. I'm just dumping everything online in the morning. I'm tired, man. I'm not forgiving myself. I didn't do anything wrong. I wasn't brave enough back then because somebody said, forgive yourself. KG, it's heavy on my heart, man. And I'm tired. And we around here deifying people that go out and do this, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna pay off this, and I'm gonna pay off that, and I'm gonna pay off that. But at the same time, these same people are predators. I'm not blaming myself for saying no. I'm not blaming myself for almost quitting acting. I'm just mad at me for not being brave enough to say something sooner. That's the only thing that I regret. I wish I'd have been brave enough. I'm him now. I know who I am. I know who God built me to be. And I'm not afraid of those consequences. My concern is that a lot of y'all are going to be like, man. And your immediate reaction is going to be like, oh, well, we got to protect our deity. We got to protect. It's going to have to happen. I'm interested to see which peers are mad at me because it may interfere with their work. But yeah, you get a grown-ass man that knows that you're heterosexual and you're sleeping off Hennessy in his guest room because he says it's safe. Because I know I'm bent, so I don't, after a big party, won't say what type, I won't say where. I'm asleep. I'm gone because I'm 4-5 Hennessy's deep and not short Hennessy's either. And this dude tries to climb into bed with you. So you spaz out, push him out, like, what the fuck? Get ready to leave. He apologizes, blame it on the alcohol. And you try to forgive him. So you're like, all right, man. All right, I'm gone. You shake his hand on the way out, and he tries to grab your penis. He tries to shake and grab your equipment. And you spaz even more. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? What the fuck? Oh, my bad. So you go to leave, he tries to do it again. Now, at that point, my only regret is not breaking multiple bones in this person's face. Like beating the dog shit out of this person, right? Because that's available to me at all times. That inner grizzly bear is always available, but in the moment, I'm like, what the fuck? And wanted it. But you got a guy that's a billionaire, and I got $3,000 in my bank account. Who they gonna believe? Right? I got that $3,000. That's my son's mom's rent for next month. You know, got to make sure little man's taken care of. That's my rent, and that's a little bit for the gas tank, and the rest of it, I can go to the dollar store and get some bread and bologna and hot dogs and mustard, and you know, I can get by. Work was slow, and a lot of the work that was coming it had penis attached to it. I'm like, fuck that, man. That's not what I want. That's not what I'm about to do. I regret not speaking up then, not being brave enough to, and I regret not hurting this person because I got a big heart. Mother had a big heart. Mother's heart was just big as Flemish. She was like a little yellow boy. You finna come and you gonna be a part of my family. And I always try to think about things, you know, and not lash out, even though I wanted to, even though I want to. I'm mad at me for not hitting him. I'm mad at me for not speaking up and saying something. Because between that year and now, how many young Black actors have fell for that? How many of them, and you can hear him say it on you can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him on the conversations. You can hear him say that he has several guys, multiple guys on payroll, 6 figures a year, that pop up and they do whatever he wants and they go back home. So they pop in, they grab their ankles, they do whatever he wants. And I'm like, I'm not finna fucking do that. I'm not doing that. I don't want to make it that bad. I want to be able to shave in the fucking morning without any grief or any regret or any shame waiting for me in the mirror. There's a trauma that comes with being bullied and intimidated and sexually harassed like that. And the bad part is when the truth comes out, a lot of y'all in here are gonna be like, man, I don't believe it. And you can watch me on whatever news station. I'll take polygraphs live on TV. You can hear the recordings yourself. Person has a very distinctive voice when they offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Person has a very distinctive voice when they literally sexually assault me and try to grab my private parts, and I'm blocking their hand like, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, my bad, and tries to do it again. Some of these people are y'all heroes. Some of these people y'all have deified and set up on a stool or on a stoop. It's taking everything in me not to say. But I promise you this. I will promise you this. As an executive on the show, I'm grateful for this person for showing me how not to be. When you're the boss, how not to be. You don't sexually harass your employees. You don't pressure them, bully them, try to intimidate them into what you want. I am grateful for that lesson. I'm glad that God sat back, because not only was he watching to see if I was the person that he thought he had made, but he was letting me see who I am. And I'm grateful for it, because it let me know, and that gave me a lot of my bravery. I thank God that he just sat back and watched. It's going to be a conversation really soon. And it won't be a conversation or accusations. Again, I let the statute of limitations run out. It's never been about money. My concern is that this person is still doing it. Still a predator. And it's not okay. And I wish I was brave enough to speak up back then. I was worried that he would get in the way and try to interfere with my work and try to blackball me, because he couldn't ball me. Pun intended. It's going to be a conversation had real soon. The beauty of non-disclosure agreements is that even if you do sign them, you can't speak about certain things, but confidentiality agreements don't, after speaking with several attorneys, they do not prohibit you. They can't prevent you from going to police departments and reporting sexual harassment and giving them your receipts, giving them your recordings, giving them your PDFs. And they don't prevent you from reporting felonies. Sexual harassment is a felony. If you tell a whole grown man, like, hey, I ain't into dudes, yeah, y'all shut the fuck up. You tell a grown man, I'm not into guys, and he tries to grab your private parts, not once, but twice, after trying to climb into bed with you. That is the legal definition of sexual assault. So, yeah. And no, I didn't see that documentary. Yeah, NDA and confidentiality agreement do not cover crimes, and they don't prevent you from taking all your evidence to the police, and then there's a public record. So at some point really soon, this conversation is gonna have to happen, because it's fucking with me. It's bothering me. And it needs to happen. Y'all gonna be disappointed in who it is, because y'all been fooled for years. But it's gonna have to happen. So, yeah, exactly. You said it. No means no. If I got multiple friends in the industry that are LGBTQ plus, I've had drinks with a castmate and his boyfriend. I don't give a fuck who they sleeping with. I don't give a flying fuck at a Rolling Donut who these people are sleeping with. How do you treat me as a human being? That's what matters to me. That'll be the only thing that affects how I treat you. If you're respectful of my boundaries, then I can have a drink with you and your girlfriend or you and your boyfriend. I don't care. I don't have heaven to send you to when you leave here. That's God's job to judge you. But what we not gonna do, yeah, we're not gonna try to force. Nah, man. It's taking everything in me not to air that out. Everything. I've been carrying this with me for a decade and a half. More. I'm gonna get off of that subject. It's gonna be addressed, and it's gonna be addressed soon. And if anybody has a problem with me telling the truth about predators in this industry, then they are truly part of the problem. And I'll say that out front, so that way, when certain people who are worried about their work that are tied to this person or whatever, it's because they're selfish and they're worried about work. You can't treat people like that. And when I'm the boss, when I'm CEO, when I can make any TV show and film that I want, people are going to be able to come work with me and know that they don't have to worry about bullshit. They don't have to worry about opportunities being tied to sexual favors. They won't have to worry about being sexually harassed and intimidated and bullied because they didn't acquiesce to the sexual harassment or the attempted sexual assault or any of that. They're going to be able to show up and work and create amazing and great stuff without that. I was on a show, and if I had done what this actress did, just switching lanes, if I had done what she did, I'd never work again and I'd be in jail. She used to come up and pat me on the jump, like pat my penis, like, "Ooh, okay, I see that print." And I checked her. I grabbed her hand right away, checked her, like, what the fuck are you doing? That ain't okay. I'll do that shit. I'm going to jail. What are you doing? She did it again. Grabbed her hand. I was like, "Stop. That shit ain't funny." We're preparing for a scene. She walks past, cups my equipment, and was like, "Oh, you got some girth." When I tell you, had that been a dude, I'd have punched them in their motherfucking mouth. If I behaved like this woman, this particular actress had done, in that moment, I'd be in jail, I'd be canceled, and I would never fucking work again. You don't get to walk past somebody and be like, "Oh, that's nice," and pat them on their fucking private. What I get to call my job is a blessing, and I love it, and I'm grateful to God about it. Nah, that absolutely wasn't Cheryl Pepsi Riley. Please don't do that. That's my heart. I love her to the moon and back. She's a consummate professional. It was another project. It was a TV and film project, and she felt entitled to do that bullshit. Now, had I said something and she was higher than me on the call sheet, they would have just wrote me out. I'd have died. I told you, Miguel, they'd have wrote my character out and killed them off or whatever. And you're like, okay, boom, this is a series regular. I'm 1, 2, 3 on the call sheet. But that's not okay. It's not okay. Y'all wonder why I stay in my fucking dressing room while we on set. Because it's bullshit out there. And it's people that don't appreciate and aren't there to honor the opportunity that we have. They're just doing whatever they want to, whatever they feel entitled to. Imagine a man walking past a woman tapping, saying, I see that print poking through. I'm going to jail that very day. But she can do it and continue to work in this industry. And if I report her to the female executives that were on that particular show, it's going to get swept under the rug because they had already told me, just Christian, just stand here and be pretty. Just stand here and look pretty. While I'm asking about certain things in the scene so I can make it make sense to me intellectually, just stand there and be pretty. So, of course, I can't trust. P, give me a minute. Chill out. I'm venting. Of course, I can't trust them. Stand there and be pretty. That's that bullshit that men told women for decades. So why the entire fuck is that okay for you to say that to me when I'm asking you the history of a particular scene so I can make it make sense to me honestly here? So that way when the words exit my spirit, it's honest. A few people calling me right now because they're probably seeing this and they're wondering if I'm actually going to tip the can over, and I want to. I fucking want to so bad. Because I'm tired of carrying it. I'm tired of carrying and having to deal with the bully and the harassment. Years. Not 1, not 2, not 3, more. Years of sexual harassment and attempted sexual assault. And I want to air that shit out so bad. I'm having a night, clearly. Pretty boys deserve the same respect as the block button. Go fuck yourself. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm 48. I'm not a pretty boy. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Hello? Can you hear me now? Okay, some people can hear me. Can you? Good. Yeah, it's not, yeah. And if you know me, then you know I'm a grown man. Don't call me pretty boy. That's some bullshit. So, yeah, I needed to vent and get some of this out of my system because there's a vitriol that you carry when you deal with this. And there's a trauma that comes with it because you never know. Like, okay, is this meeting legit? Or is this some bullshit? Is this another one of those meetings where you meet with a Black billionaire businessman, and while my manager is there, everything is everything. I got my Kinko's presentation with the plastic cover on it. I paid good money on this, good money. I'm running it down like you can invest in this, that, and the other. So my manager leaves, he moves it into a conference room. And I'm like, okay, it's a conference room. Nothing sketchy about this. Didn't realize that the doors on the side of the conference room right there, led into his suite. So about 8 or 10 minutes, I'm nervous and I'm like, okay, what the fuck? What is okay? You changing? You got to use the bathroom. It's a number 2. Cool. He comes back in silk pajamas, silk robe, right as they're delivering strawberries and champagne, like this is Pretty Woman or a fucking date. Now I'm like, wait, whoa, this ain't that. This I'm not him, and this ain't that. I'd love for you to invest in my company. He probably should have, because he would own a piece of all the Queen's Men. The books I've already sold, the 6 or 8 books I'm about to release, all of that. He would have had a piece of all of that monetarily, but he didn't. He was thinking with his dick. And yeah, he came back in, grabbed a strawberry, sat down, and I was like, yeah, I'm leaving. You got my presentation, I'm gone. He's like, are you sure? I said, yeah. Yes, I'm sure. I'm sure. He's like, are you sure? That second, are you sure, means if you don't stay and do what I want, you're not going to get what you're hoping for. Now, this particular guy is out here paying tuition for entire classes of HBCUs after this sketchy shit. Want to air him out too. I'm just tired of carrying this bullshit with me. I'm tired. There are wolves in the hen house. And yeah, it's disappointing because you're like, okay, well, I want to learn from this person, or I want to learn from this person, or maybe partner with this person over here because he's investing in Black companies, not knowing that he's a predator. And this person who's supposed to be your mentor is the worst predator of all. It's got to come out at some point. So just, yeah, you carry shit and it gets heavy. I'm going to call my brother back. I'm so fucking close to tipping a glass over and just letting the marbles roll wherever they go because I'm tired of carrying it. And it would be easier to just file that police report, name that person for attempted sexual assault, name that person for sexual harassment for years, turn over the evidence, and then let the world hear him offer me $100,000 to take my clothes off. Thank God he made me the way I am. And I could say no. I was broke as fuck. But I tell you, I would have loved that $100,000. I wasn't finna sell my soul. Oh, wow. Warriors. You talking about the basketball game? Let me go ahead and get you this block button. You can fight with that, Warrior. I'm gonna log off before I spill this shit, man, and fuck up y'all year. Fuck up 2024. Because if you think that Diddy shit was crazy, you don't even know. I'm gonna get up on out of here. But this conversation is gonna happen. I'm gonna head down there. I've already been down to I stopped in the parking lot once, and the other time I made it into the lobby of the police station to file it. I had my computer with me and all the recordings. Like I said, when the sexual harassment started, I carried a keychain. I carried multiple pens. Sometimes they only lasted 3 or 4 hours. Sometimes you had to put like a AAA battery in them. But you can hear these offers from the person who made the offer. And I suggest that too. That's why I'm cautious too when people email my manager or my booking agent or whoever, like, hey, I want Christian to be my mentor. I'm afraid to mentor anybody. on set, if we're working on a project together, or you're working on a project I created, ask me what you want to ask me. But individually, separately, I'm afraid because of the bullshit that I had to deal with. And you got these predators still running around, still fucking over people, still screwing people over. And at some point soon, I'm gonna air this shit out. You just gotta ask yourself, are you ready? Because y'all deified some of these people. Y'all made them almost. I said what I have with recordings. You just said, don't say what you have with. I have all of it layered and stacked and proof. You're allowed to record yourself when you feel unsafe. I have all of it. I have all of the inappropriate moments and offers and bullshit. I'm not sorry. Don't say that. I'm with the shit. I'm tired of carrying it. I saw what they did to Terry Crews when he didn't say anything. And yeah, like that doesn't make it comfortable for you to be like, man, I really want to tell the truth about this, because I'm sure this person is still out here doing the same thing. And if not, what has he done over the last 15 years? Excuse me. I usually sneeze. Sorry, I have allergies. I usually sneeze twice. What has this person done over the years with other people when he's on recording talking about how he's got multiple guys on payroll for 6 figures a year to pop up and hold their ankles? This conversation is going to have to happen. And the drop off at the police station is going to have to happen. And y'all going to be disappointed. And that's the bad part. Because a lot of y'all going to be like, man, no, not him. Yeah, him. And I can be on the news taking a polygraph, which I will, gladly. And I'll pass everyone. And some of y'all still won't believe it. Stop deifying these entertainers. We just human. But some of us are a little more human than others. And some of us actually give a fuck about the people that we work with, the people that we affect, the people that we have an opportunity to create an opportunity for. I love the fact that God let me create a show and there's 150 or 200 people working every single season. That lets me know I'm in my purpose. I don't love the fact that he sat back and let me go through that mess. But I appreciate the fact that he built me strong enough to pass on those opportunities to sell my soul or a body part. Take the scenic route. Take the long way around. I might have to air these recordings and this information out soon, because I'm tired of carrying it, man. It's heavy. And I just want to create great shit and great opportunities. And I want beautiful people, women and men, to be able to show up on set and not feel like they got to do something to earn their spot. You're talented and you work hard. You already earned your spot. What I learned from the bullshit was walk away from anything that doesn't serve you or anything that's going to cost me my spirit and my soul. And it's not easy, but it's possible. It's doable. It's possible. Walk away. Godfrey, I appreciate you, brother, man. Most people who know me don't even know most of this shit. It's like 5 people on earth know the stuff that I dealt with. I told my mother, my grandmother, I told my oldest brother who's in here somewhere he's trying to make sure I don't jump off the side of the mountain and tell everything. I want to so fucking bad because I'm tired of carrying it. No, this too shall not pass. This person has done this for person after person after person. This too shall not pass. It needs to be addressed. So, yeah, this conversation is going to happen. It's going to happen soon. I'm just trying to figure out when. But it needs to happen. Like I said, you don't have to believe me. You can hear this person in his very distinctive voice. Once the sexual harassment starts, I have kept one of these on me. It's a recorder. I've kept one of them on me for 18 years. So, it's time. I'm tired. I'm tired of carrying that around. I feel like two additional 45-pound plates that I don't need to carry. I'm tired. So, I'm gonna call my brother, ease his mind, because I know he's worried I'm about to air it out over here. I was thinking and my spirit was uneasy, and I'm tired, man. I'm tired. Yeah. Some of your heroes, some of your very heroes are taking advantage of people. And I'm grateful to learn that lesson, because that way when I'm in a space to where I'm the boss and I'm making decisions and I'm an executive producer now on my show, I can go around and make sure that everybody gets a handshake, a dap, a fist bump, or a church hug, but nobody feels like I felt. I can make sure of that. And it's please and thank you. Yes, please. And thank you. It's all that. Everybody gets treated like the CEO, being treated like somebody's goal of a piece of ass. Somebody pretending to be your friend, pretending to be a mentor or an older brother figure, when ultimately their goal was just some ass. That shows you how not to be when you're in charge. So I'm grateful for those lessons learned. We're gonna continue this conversation, and we're gonna continue it soon. I'm tired of carrying this. And I know there's others. I feel bad for those dudes that actually said yes. I hit you, Miguel. I hit you after I hit my brother. I feel bad for them because they fell for the pressure. They fell for the opportunity. They're somewhere, working a low-end job, and somebody comes in with this money and they're like, okay, well, maybe just this once. I guarantee you there's a bunch of them that are going to come out. But I'm glad I didn't sell my soul or my ass. I deserve to be here. I earned it. I wrote it. I showed up on these shows and was professional and punctual and prepared and treated everybody there like the CEO. Yes, please. And thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Everything. Because I'm not as a facade. I'm grateful to be here. I love what I do. But when they poison the well with this bullshit, man. One of the biggest reasons I never wanted to say anything is because I didn't want to be the person that broke your heart. I didn't want to be the person that said that your hero, such and such, sexually harassed me for years and tried to sexually assault me. Tried. we're going to continue this conversation at some point soon. It's got to happen. So, but it's traumatic when you deal with that bullshit for years of that bullshit, years of pressure, years of intimidation, years of sideways comments and insults, and everybody else getting a raise, everybody else getting a vacation, everybody else getting to be a part of this new show or this new thing, but because you ain't playing ball, literally and figuratively. I hear you, KG. I'm signing off. I've done enough. I'm tiptoeing on the fucking edge. It's Dirty Diana, and I'm leaning over. I'm gonna go, y'all, before I say too much. But yeah, no, I'm not. Thank you, God, for not making me the kind of man that's gonna fuck his way to the middle. Thank you. Thank you for standing back and letting both of us see who I am and who you built. I'm going to keep making shows and keep making films and make sure that people on my productions aren't sexually harassed and bullied and intimidated, and they don't have to deal with attempted sexual assault or inappropriate bullshit. I got you. Thank you for making me the way you made me. I'm going to go because I'm going to say some shit. No, I just prayed, but you know me. Let me call my brother, and I gotta call McGill and check in with KG. Love and appreciate y'all, man. This shit just gets heavy sometimes. Life be lifing, but you carry something like this, and then you got to deal with somebody, and they floating in your face, gloating about this or that or this or that. Like, motherfucker, you do remember, you do know the terror that you exacted upon me and multiple people for fucking years. I'm a skate. But it's the conversation is gonna be had. I just gotta figure out if you're gonna accept the truth about one of your deities or not. Because it's the truth. And if I take a polygraph on TV in front of you, you'll know it. And if you hear him offering me inappropriate opportunities, you'll know it. And if you choose not to believe it, then it's on you. But it's got to be dealt with. It's time. I love and appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get out of here before I actually spill it.
All right. He definitely wants to keep talking about it, says Tanya. Oh, yes, he wants to tell it. It's been bothering him. It's obvious to see that it's been bothering him for quite some time, and it's traumatizing. I can imagine. Now, thank you, Greta Lee said prayers up for Christian Keats. Exactly. I saw some people saying ridiculous things in the comments. Somebody said, oh, a real man would have been stood up. First of all, he is a real man. Second of all, at the end of the day, you don't get to decide when somebody speaks up. Now, if you have a career and somebody has the ability to blackball you, to have you blacklisted so you can't get work anymore, that's a whole nother thing. So that will prevent many people from talking. And then Mans was in here, and I actually blocked him. I blocked him because he was getting on my nerves. He was sitting there talking about, oh, this is for money. He's doing this for money. And then after Christian said that it's not about money, he purposely let the statute of limitations pass. You know, he wants to report this to the police. Then he says, oh, a GoFundMe coming up soon. First of all, if he'd taken the $100,000 that he was offered, he wouldn't. That should show that he isn't doing this for money. But for one, if he'd taken the $100,000, he wouldn't need to GoFundMe. Okay, he wouldn't need to be telling the story. But he clearly has integrity. Another thing is, somebody said they wouldn't be crying because somebody hit on them. Well, that's you. Okay, everybody isn't the same, and some things affect people mentally. Okay, and spiritually. And Christian is a very spiritual person. He was abused and traumatized as a child, beaten, hit in the head with hammers, and things like that. So people that go through child traumatization when they're a child, they view things and deal with things a little bit differently than other people. Okay? That's what they do. So some of y'all need to sit down somewhere at the end of the day. Some of y'all need to sit down somewhere. And here's the thing. Even if he were doing this for money, which he clearly isn't, but even if he were, if he has the proof and the receipts and the audio recordings and all of that, what's the problem? If a person is telling the truth, Cassie, or anyone is telling the truth about what was done to them, what is the problem with them wanting compensation for what happened to them? What's the problem with that? Let's not gaslight and deflect and act like, oh, well, even if they're telling the truth, they just doing it for a bag. Who cares at the end of the day? Okay. Yes, he does have proof. Absolutely. Well, I already know who it is. I already know exactly who it is. When he said that he's been carrying that recorder for 18 years, that let me know exactly who it is, because I met Christian 18 years ago when he was working with a specific person. And I absolutely know who that person is. But I'm not going to say it. Christian will say it when he wants to. But at the end of the day, people need to stop putting accusations in the chats, because that could be defamatory if you really don't know who the person is. But at the end of the day, let's not make accusations, because I see some of y'all put names in the chat and some of those names were clearly wrong. Okay. Reality said 10 years, Queen. No, I said 18 years. I met Christian 18 years ago and he was working with a specific person. And he said he's been carrying that recording device for 18 years. So that lets me know who it is. There were some other things that he said that let me know who it is too. But when he said that, I knew for sure. Okay. When he said that, I knew for sure who it is. And anyway, Queen said in the beginning not to name names. Exactly, Cheryl. Exactly. Okay. So anyway, this is all very disturbing. Like I said, you can see that he's clearly traumatized. He's been struggling to deal with this, and he blames himself likely for not speaking up sooner. But at the end of the day, sometimes we keep things to ourselves because we don't want to, like he said, disappoint other people. Or you may feel that people don't believe you. Even though he has proof and receipts, there's still some people that are not going to believe it. Just like with all the proof and receipts that have come out about Diddy and all the people that have said numerous things about him, there are still some people who don't want to believe it because they are celebrity worshipers, okay? That's what they engage in. And so they rather just act like the person's lying, vilify the person who's saying the things, who's making the accusations. That's what some people do. Mr. Barefax said, describe him, please, Queen. Well, if you were listening, he did describe the person. First of all, the person's black because he said sometimes it's our own people. He said the person's a billionaire. He said he didn't watch the documentary. All you have to do is put the pieces of the puzzle together. It's clear to see. It's clear to see. All right? But stop putting names in the chat unless you know for facts, and which you don't. So that's all I'm saying. Kajima says, Queen, some will say he enjoyed or wanted it because he didn't stop it earlier. Hold on. Because he didn't stop it earlier. They have no empathy for male victims, especially black ones. No, they absolutely don't, beloved. I agree with you. They don't. Miss AK says, yes, Queen, critical thinking. Respect that about you. Thank you, beloved. Okay. TJ says, right, Queen, like the parents who blame the child instead of the abuser. Exactly. Okay. Re-educated Soul said, clearly nefarious as well. They play ball and lose all dignity for that little bit of money. Shaking my head. Exactly. Okay. So with that all being said, I just find it all very interesting. And it's, this is the age of Aquarius. You all know that things will be revealed. Okay. Things are just going to be revealed. That's just what it is. All these things done in the dark are coming to light. And I'm glad, because these people need to be called out. People need to know them for who they really are. People need to know that they're wolves in sheep's clothing. Okay. And when you call out predators, that disables them from being able to prey upon someone else at the end of the day. Mr. Hotel said, how many of us know our families protect the predator of the family? Yes, that's what many people do. Okay, that's what many people do. He didn't lose his dignity. He knew who he was before he came out of this industry. That's right. So Terry Lee King said, I needed to be on live for this. Okay. So with that all being said, and females do the same thing, said Queen Amona Hewitt. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. You see, the thing is, when people have power and money and privilege, they think that they can do things, and they think that, and here's the thing. I saw somebody put in the chat, I can't remember who it was, but somebody put in the chat that everybody has a price. I think it was that person, Mans. They said everybody has a price. Everybody doesn't have a price. Everyone can't be bought or sold. Okay? Everyone doesn't have a price. Clearly, Christian doesn't have one. I don't have a price. You can't pay me off. You can't buy me any of those things. Everyone does not have a price. That sounds ignorant. Just because you have a price doesn't mean that everyone else does. Speak for yourself. Okay, speak for yourself. It's interesting to me that some people who have no morals, who clearly don't care about dignity and integrity, who have no discipline, who focus on money and material things. It's funny to me when those type of people assume ignorantly that other people or every other person feels the same way as them. That's absolutely asinine. We're not all the same. We're not all built the same. We don't all think the same. And we all don't even want the same things out of life. So at the end of the day, why would someone say everyone has a price? That's an ignorant fool who clearly is letting us know that they have a price. Okay, that's what they're letting us know as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, they have a casting couch. We've heard about it for years. But when we hear about these things, we usually hear about men preying upon women and harassing them. People don't tend to think about the men that are harassed. Okay? They don't tend to think about the men who are harassed. And, you know, just like people went in on Terry Crews when Terry Crews said what happened to him, there were people laughing at him. And these were black people. These were black men. And then y'all wonder why people don't want to come out and say things. Nobody wants to be ridiculed or criticized when they're a victim. Nobody wants people laughing and talking at them. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of it, they could lose their career. They could be blackballed and blacklisted. And then other people are going to sit there and laugh. It's easy to say what one would do when you're not in that situation. Some people talking about, oh, I would have been said something. You don't know what you would have done. And most of the time when people say things like that, they're lying. Some of you would have taken the money. Some of the very people saying that he's doing this for a bag. Some of the very people said, oh, if he were a man, he would have been said something. Some of you would have taken that $100,000 just to get naked like he was asked to do. Some of you absolutely would have done it, and you'd have done more than that. And speaking of that, let me say this. So when he says this person asked him, you know, to take off his clothes for $100,000, they said, I don't need to touch you. See, that was them trying to basically groom him. That's what that was, because they figured, oh, if he'll do this for $100,000, then he'll likely do more if I offer more money. And then that's how that goes. That's how that goes. Mr. Hotel said this is a whole conversation that runs deep beyond the trenches. Exactly. Exactly. This is all crazy at the end of the day. And our own people need to stop being so judgmental of others and saying what we would do when we've never even been in that predicament. If you've never gone through something, you don't know what you would do. You can sit there and think of things you would do, but you won't know for sure until it happens to you. Bree says, everyone doesn't have a price. That's why when the predators go to jail, they have to be separated from others because they'll be targets for violence. Exactly. Okay, truth over everything, said Monique tried to tell us. This is all nefarious. Hey, Ashley. Ashley says, yes, grooming is what I experienced as a teenager. Everyone in my family knows now. And I'm sorry that happened to you, beloved. But that's the thing. There are people in our own families who do these things, and many Black people, if not most, will just cover it up, sweep it under the rug. They don't want the embarrassment. They don't want to deal with it. They want to just hide it in the closet. That's what some of our people do. Okay, Evelyn said, you're speaking facts. Thank you, beloved. Terry Lee King said, he is half naked and all the Queen's men. I have questions. Who's half naked in all the Queen's men? Are you talking about Christian? He's not half naked on there. He's not one of the strippers. He's the person who produces the show. He's the person who wrote the book that led to the show in the first place. And also on the show, his character is not anyone that would be half naked on there. That's the show about male strippers. So those are the only ones half naked, beloved. Okay. Let me see what Moon Goddess is saying. It's so funny that when the child grows up to be messed up, they look the other way and blame the SA groomed child that is traumatized as an adult. Exactly. This is what many people do. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Peter says this is more common than we know. This is why many men are afraid to speak out. Yes, you're absolutely right. Because people will ridicule them and then just talk crazy about them and then, say all sorts of things that are unfounded that they have no proof of. I saw someone in the chat say that he's had mental illness for a while. Where do you get that he has mental illness? He's never come out and said that he had mental illness. So how would you know that? Are you a psychologist or a psychiatrist? I have questions. And so anyway, with that all being said, Star said, from a victim's point of view, how do we make sure this does not continue to happen? By speaking out like he's doing, by speaking out like Cassie's doing, beloved, like Cassie did. That's what we do. We have to speak out. Bree says, you're right, Queen, about the being in our families. Yes, my cousin and I recently had a talk about things that happened when we were kids, and we were all abused by the same uncles. We're speaking on it now. See, that's a darn shame. That is a darn shame. That is very sad, because let me tell you something. Years ago, there was a person who came to me and told me about someone in their family who was abusing them or who had abused them. They weren't doing it currently, but they had done it to them in the past. And that nobody in the family knew because they never said anything. And I told them, you need to say something because that person is likely doing that to other people in the family. Think about the rest of the children in the family. Now, they did this to you when you were a child. There's no telling how many other children in the family have been victimized and will continue to be so. But they didn't want to say anything because they didn't want to, hurt people's feelings. They didn't want to upset people. And when they told me this, honestly, I wanted to tell. Honestly, I wanted to write a letter because I know their family. I honestly wanted to write a letter to them exposing this person. But it wasn't my story to tell. It wasn't up to me. So I didn't say anything. But it really bothered me. And it still bothers me till this day because what is this predator doing to other kids in that family? Okay? But this person just wouldn't come out and say anything. And I really looked at them in a different light after that. I honestly did. King Lejean says, I just spoke about the man who sexually assaulted me earlier today. It was like a weight lifted from my shoulders. I'm sorry that happened to you, beloved. And that has to be a weight that someone has to carry, specifically men more so than women. I'm saying I know that these predators, can traumatize anyone. But at the end of the day, can you think about how detrimental that is to a man's masculinity, to their ego, just to their peace of mind? Can you think about that? That has to be something really traumatizing for a man specifically, in my opinion. Vix Text says, hold on. Some older folks have taken this trauma to the grave before they could tell what happened to them. Yes, absolutely, beloved. Absolutely. Yes, he has been holding on to this information for 18 years. Imagine the victims he could have saved. Yeah. But here's the thing though. These people that this person has done this to, aside from Christian, they were adults. See, they were adults, and adults can save themselves. Now, if we're talking about children, that's a whole nother story because children are innocent and they need protection. This person is doing this to grown men. So whether or not Christian spoke out 18 years ago or today, that doesn't have anything to do with these other people who have agreed to do these things. Because the person supposedly told him that they have a list of these men and they pay them like 6 figures a year and they come when they want them to and when this person wants them to. So these people are complicit. Okay, they don't have the integrity that Christian has. So they have no one to blame but themselves. We can't blame Christian for that. These are grown adult people. Okay, now if it were children the person was preyed upon, that's a whole nother story. But when you're an adult, you have a duty to yourself. No one owes it to you. You can either speak out yourself, or you can separate from the person, or you can tell the person no. Okay. Miss Hotel said, I love all of you in here who were able to free themselves from bondage. Cheryl says, preach, Queen. Thank you, beloved. So anyway, I just want you all to hear that, because Christian is right. This is a conversation that needs to be had. And soon he will be saying who this person is. And another thing is, there's not going to be any way to deny it. There's not going to be any way to say, oh, this is just about a money grab, like Diddy and his attorneys have been saying as the allegations against him continue to stack up. There's not going to be any ability to say that, because there's the proof, the audio, there's receipts. Okay, there's receipts. Janet says, so they wanted money. Well, the people who went along with it, yes, they absolutely wanted money. Claudette said, great content, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay. And let me tell you all something. I want you all to pay attention. There are some people on YouTube that when they tell stories, specifically trending stories, they will sit there and lie and say things that they don't even have any proof of. And I just want you all to pay attention, because I saw someone telling a story yesterday and they didn't have any receipts. They didn't have any proof. They're just saying things. And the reason people can do this, just say things and just come out of the pocket and tell lies and all that, is because the people who follow them will just listen to anything, specifically gossip. People who are celebrity gossipers, or they have gossip channels and stuff. Sometimes they can say things that are whole lies, and people will believe it, because people love to hear negative things, and they love to believe negative things rather than the truth in most cases. So people can just come on there and paint narratives and say stuff and not even have anything to substantiate it. Now, we all know the stuff that's come out about Diddy. We've all seen the receipts and all of that, but there's some people who just add stuff to the story for clout and clicks and views, okay? And they are absolutely lying. They have absolutely no receipts, and their people are so foolish. They're putting, oh, you're so good at your research, this and that. They're not doing research. They're making stuff up. They're painting narratives. And I just find it also interesting, honey, because that's a good way. That's a good way to lose all credibility as far as I'm concerned. That's why, remember, you have to take some of the stuff that people say without any receipts. You should take that with a grain of salt. Okay. That's why when I share receipts like from Tough News TV, I tell you this is all alleged. Okay. This is all allegedly, because someone's sending him emails. We don't know who's sending him the emails. And even he himself announces that it's alleged. It's allegations. Okay. So just always remember to be careful of that when you hear people talking about blind items and things like that. Okay. At the end of the day, don't just jump to conclusions is all I'm saying. Okay, Claudette says exactly. Aeon says, look, I didn't wake up to be crying and shite. Say something funny. RG Titan said clout chasing. Exactly. Some people will clout chase. Absolutely. And these people who clout chase, they always be hating on the queen, honey. Okay, trying to act like I need their receipts. They need to sit down somewhere, because their receipts are clearly sketchy. Their receipts are clearly sketchy is all I'm saying. Okay, Miss Hotel said Queen took us on a therapy session, child. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. I may come back on here today because I have some new receipts. I have some new receipts on something. But anyway, Miss Hotel said, often imitated but never duplicated. Thank you, beloved. Re-Educated Soul says, that's why I stick to the queen of all of it. It just makes sense. Thank you, beloved. Okay. So listen, prayers for Christian, at the end of the day, because this seems very troubling to him. Clearly, it seems to have traumatized him to an extent. Greta said, drop the new receipts, Queen, please. I probably will go live again later on today. I have the receipts. I just need to get them all in order and things like that. So anyway, I'm going to let you all go. Everyone, please like and share this video. We have 608 people in the chat. Okay, 608 people in the chat. So please make sure you get the likes up. Please make sure you get those likes up. Greta said, great live, Queen. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. Halle Berry said, thanks, Queen of Receipts. Great show. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Hotel said, thank you, Queen. I appreciate you all. I really do. I appreciate you all. So with that all being said, everyone enjoy the rest of this lovely day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Okay? Keep the Most High first in your lives. And don't let anyone shame you, intimidate you into not speaking your truth. If you have something that you've been holding inside, that you have bottled up inside of you, let it out. Okay? Let it out. Because people need to know. And sometimes it's good for your mental health and for your spirit to get things off of your chest. All right? No matter who the person is or the people are that are preying upon you. With that all been said, I will talk to you all again soon. Don't forget, keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
With that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now.
That's
See
right.
a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy.
Real slick.
I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got